Welcome to Golden Mastermind Seminars Radio with your host, Jeffrey Combs.
Jeffrey Combs, good afternoon, 2 for Tuesday. It is 1:05 California time, running a little late here as a lot of mail came in today. Just finished my first 8 hours of coaching of the day. Welcome everyone, it's good to be here with you on 2 for Tuesday. It is July 12th. We are about at the halfway point of the month of 2022, July. Welcome everyone. Joe Shermer, good to see you this afternoon. Joe, I will be seeing you in 3 days. 3 days from today will be the reinvention of what once was Breakthroughs to Success, the Protege Writer Speakers Workshop, and now Millionaire Blueprint. Scott Lucas, you had the opportunity to attend the last Breakthroughs to Success I hosted, December of 2019. Jared, good to see you. Jared, I will see you in 3 days. Good to connect with you. TC Cole, Jeffrey Feldman, and who else do we have here this afternoon? Good afternoon, everyone. Good to connect with you. It is Tuesday, July 12th, 2 for Tuesday. So if you are here this afternoon, Carl in Mexico, welcome. It is good to be here with you. The topic for today's Facebook Live is letting go of anxiety about money. Now, if you own a business and you own a corporation and you are a 7-figure corporation, I have said this to my assistants and those of you who come to Millionaire Blueprint, I am going to cover some of this with you. And as a matter of fact, I have documentable proof. I'm going to get the proof for you. So the topic for today's Facebook Live is anxiety about money. Look at this right here. Now these are the 3 things that a corporation contends with. The 3 major situations that a 7-figure business will contend with is this: your accounting bills, your legal bills, and your insurance bills. I've been telling my assistants this. And the time that will consume the most time of either you or your assistants will be your accountants, your attorneys, and your insurance agents and brokers. They will consume the largest percent of time other than production time. If you own a business, your energy must be devoted to production, creating the results so you can pay this. Listen to this. Okay, so here's an accounting bill. This is my accountant. $844.50. Okay, here is internet bills. These just came in today. There's $300. My legal bill, now this one's a little one. Today it's only $600. So these are some of the situations. If you're going to be a millionaire, you're going to be a successful business owner in free enterprise, you're going to have real estate, you're going to have to be contending with the Internal Revenue Service. You'll be contending with other 3-letter agencies that send you bills. You will have credit card statements. You'll have e-commerce. I looked at my e-commerce and it looks like it's off $30,000. My assistant is on the line right now with my e-commerce account. It looks like $30,000 did not get deposited from June's deposits. That can create fight or flight. Now, my checkbook shows that I'm on the penny, and my assistants assist me with reconciling 6 checkbooks. Now, that is correct. I have 6 checkbooks and savings accounts for multiple accounts for businesses, for personal accounts, savings accounts, eBay accounts, a multitude of situations. That means if you're going to own a business, it's going to be your responsibility, the ability to respond, to be organized, have a method, have a system, have a routine to not only create the money, but be able to understand how to distribute it. And then where does it go? You will find that a large percent of your money, at least 40% of it, if you pay state tax, so if you live in a state that has state tax, if you live in California and you're going to create a 7-figure business, 42% of your income is going to go to taxes. I mean, be comfortable with that. If you live in Florida where you don't pay state tax or Texas, There's other taxes that get diverted. That means that be comfortable with understanding the IRS tax code and understanding that if you're going to live a good life, you're going to pay for it and you're going to create the results, and you're going to do that by owning a business. So that means that you want to be able to understand how much of your money goes to overhead, it goes to payroll, it goes to all the places that it goes to, and you still want to create enough to live a good life. And that's why it's going to require you to let go of your anxiety about the outcome. It's going to require you to start to create at least $250,000 a year business. That is $20,000 a month. Daisy, good to see you this afternoon. Pammy, Zach. Zach Pazanza is on today's Facebook Live. Zach is a young professional. He is a young real estate professional creating exceptional results in real estate. He had almost his first six-figure month from the comfort of his home. I mean, once again, that could be you, but it will not be you if you're overwhelmed. Elaine, good to see you. I was her coach over 10 years ago in Philadelphia back in the day. Karen, good to see you. If you're just on here this afternoon, the topic of today's Facebook Live is letting go of anxiety about money. And this just came in 10 minutes ago. These are today's bills. That doesn't even include the online bills that I have. And I run a business from the comfort of my home. I am free of all debt. I own $2 million worth of real estate. I have no mortgages on any real estate. I have no credit card debt. I have no unsecured debt. I'm 65, about to become 66, and I have been living free of debt for 25 plus years. That means I have paid off all real estate, all loans, all these situations. But this was not, I'm a recovering chronic debtor. I'm a serial cheater, a recovering alcoholic, addict, pathological liar, thief, thug, and drug dealer. That was me in my 20s. That is quite a laundry list of discretion. So that was my starting point. At 31, I became clean and sober. And the first thing I did is I started to become rigorously honest. That means holding my tongue so I couldn't lie. I stopped lying to women. I stopped lying to myself. I stopped lying to others. And I started to live a program called Rigorous Honesty. I entered the 12-step program somewhere between agnostic and atheist. I had no spirituality. I started to understand that. I started to read multiple books. I started to understand spirituality. I started to attend Unity Church. I started to read the Daily Word. I went to 12-step meetings every single day for multiple years. But most importantly, I started to learn what letting go means. Now, I wanted to live a good life. I knew as a teenager that I was destined to be a millionaire. I didn't know how that was going to happen, but I knew that I was going to be able to own businesses. I knew that education and college and all that was not for me, although I do have a college degree. I went through the function of becoming a college graduate with no real definition or no real direction other than I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur and a business owner. I also knew I wanted to move to California. I did that in 1986. I've been here ever since and owning businesses ever since. I've lived in 400 square foot apartments. I've lived in studio apartments. I've rented rooms with a bathroom. The smallest room I ever lived in was 200 square feet. I lived on the upstairs. I actually rented a room in Virginia, right outside of Washington, D.C., and had a 200 square foot room with a TV and a bathroom. And that's how I lived for 90 days. I've lived in 400 square foot apartments with pocket doors, and the kitchen is in the living room. So I have run the table on just barely getting by. But what I started to learn is that if I was going to be successful in free enterprise, I had to learn a set of skills that I had not devoted the energy to. And it was not going to happen overnight. There was no instant gratification. I was a 9-year project from the time I became clean and sober till 40 years old when I became a millionaire. And that happened through those 9 years. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to require you 9 years, but it's going to require of you whatever it's going to require of you to master your emotions first. It's important that you let go of being overwhelmed and being anxious and telling yourself stories. and finding careers that you can monetize. If that's a job or if that's a business, that's really up to you. But for you to live a good life in today's world where you can buy the best health food products, where you can train at the best gyms, where you can hire personal trainers, where you can live a holistic lifestyle, where you can have the best food. So if you want organic or you want to be a vegan or whatever it is you want and you want the best quality food, then you're going to pay premium price for it. And that's going to come from being able to create the commerce, the transactions, the money. That's going to come from the service and the value and becoming skilled at being a business owner. That means you're going to have to master selling skills, real estate, insurance, financial planner, network marketing, direct sales, influencer, affluencer, finding ways that you can create commerce, being a YouTube professional, getting paid on TikTok, Instagram, any of these other situations where you can create followers. That is one of the businesses that you can pioneer, that you can create. Be an influencer, an affluencer, be an athlete and take your athletic skills to the next level. I mean, Daisy Lang is on today's Facebook Live. She's one of the top female boxers in the world. I met Daisy in Los Angeles a few years ago. She has a good following. Follow her. So there's many influencers on today's Facebook Live. Joe Shermer is an influencer who specializes in real estate. He'll be teaching real estate education. Josh Moran is on today's Facebook Live. He specializes in cold bath technology and what that really does. He's starting to create his niche. Zach Bazanza is on today's Facebook Live. He is an exceptional real estate professional in South Florida. I highly suggest you look him up, follow his page. And Carl Mason is on today's Facebook Live. He's a world-renowned expert in cancer. Follow Carl Mason's page. Carl is a victor of cancer, and he teaches people how to be free of cancer. I mean, he teaches it holistically. He's someone that I highly endorse. Dee Dee Simmons, good to see you this afternoon. Lynette, good to see you. Aretha, thank you for following me. Inga, good to see all of you. So the topic today is creating peace with money. And this came in today. For those who just came on, these are some of the bills that came on today. They just came in a few minutes ago. My assistant sorted them out. There's accounting bills, there's legal bills, and there's insurance bills. These three situations, Mike Macon is on today's Facebook Live. He is an exceptional plumber and owns a large plumbing company in Ohio. He understands. Mike, you understand this. These are the bills that came in today. That's from the attorney, the accountant, and insurance. Attorneys, accountants, and insurance will suck up a large percent of your time. I outsource everything I can to my assistants. These are my corporate checks that get written. They're ready to be written this afternoon. I'm detailed. I'm organized. I have a method, a system, and a routine. But I must tell you, when I saw this, I'm like, what the fuck? An attorney bill and an insurance bill and an accounting bill right at the same day? I mean, there's about $5,000 right there just in bills to insurance, accounting, and attorneys. That's a way of life when you own a business. And then when you own real estate, then the moving parts begin to escalate. When you own multiple properties, they escalate. Now you have bills from the city. Now you have bills from people. You don't even know who these people are, but they want your money because you are a corporation. You are a business. Oh, and I got a bill from the city for the city license. I have to apply for a new license in the city to be a business. I mean, once again, this is just a component of what is required of you to be and stay in a relaxed body while creating results. The wolf is at the door. Now you know that. You're aware of what's going on in today's world. You go outside and you see people wearing masks and you're going, isn't it July? Isn't it 100 degrees out? And you see people who are still tiptoeing quietly through life, overwhelmed, and you're not judging them. You're just questioning what has happened to my world in the last 3 years. What happened to gas prices from 2 years ago? Well, you understand, if you live in Australia, gas is calculated in liters, or if you live in England, it's calculated in liters. Now, I did a little research on some of my Australian clients. They are paying the equivalent of $8 a gallon in Australia. Now, and you also factor that when you buy an automobile in Australia, I've been there on 2 different tours, the prices of their automobiles are about 40% higher than they are here. So the cost of living will absolutely chew up that little paycheck that you get on a job. So if you make $100,000 a year in today's world and you live in a metropolitan city, well, you know what that means. You're probably living in a studio apartment or sharing rent with someone. It's going to require you to achieve at least $250,000 on up to 7 figures from the comfort of your home with low overhead, possibly no employee or one assistant assisting you, and perhaps some people you outsource branding to, and you've got to be able to be the machine. It's going to be your responsibility to be that machine that creates the commerce, the transactions, by providing the value and the service one day at a time, writing the content, being an influencer, doing videos, doing Zooms, YouTube channels. I mean, letting go of your anxiety about the outcome, about the situation. So Gerardo says another $1 trillion going to Ukraine, our money. William says gas in liters in Puerto Rico. Gerardo is watching. So if you're an influencer, affluencer, a patriot, and you're watching what's going on today, you're watching Rome is burning. You understand what a dumb is, what's going on underground. And if you're aware socially of what's going on, you know what's going on. You know the wolf's at the door, but you can't give your energy to that. You must give your energy to your clients, your customers, your teammates, your family. You want to devote your energy to service and value and living in the solution. When you get these, take a big, deep breath, release and let go, and focus on creating the outcome that is going to resolve the problems you're in. If you're overwhelmed, if you're in anxiety, fear, and doubt, that's understandable. It's not your fault, but it's your responsibility to let go of the trauma that you hold on to. If you're a young man or a young woman, follow Zach Pizanza. He's 24 years old, having a phenomenal real estate year. If you're young, learn real estate skills. If you're young, create your own business. If you're old, learn real estate skills. But learn the skills that will free you from the trauma bonds, the panic patterns, the anxiety, fear, and doubt that you hold on to. Breathe, release, and let go. For those of you who attend my 2-day event this weekend in Stockton, California, my first speaking engagement since March 8th. Scott Lucas is on today's Facebook Live. He saw me speak March 8th, 2020 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Joe Shermer is on today's Facebook Live. He was there. He saw me speak. And Josh says it's never too late. Breathe, release, and let go. If you're not following Josh Moreland, he's a young man under 30 years old, having a multiple 6-figure year teaching ice bath technology. Josh is going to be one of the speakers at my event this weekend. Joe Shermer is on today's Facebook Live, one of the speakers this weekend. So it's imperative that you learn to breathe, release, and let go. Create commerce in free enterprise. You don't have to know how to do that this afternoon, but commit to learning the skills of it. That's the word, commit. You may not be achieving $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, but you unequivocally can learn those skills. Elaine's asked me where my event is. Elaine, my event's in Stockton, California. You would qualify that because you coached with me on 2 different occasions. Elaine, send me a Facebook message and I'll get back to you. I had the privilege of coaching you, I believe, when you were 18 years old, 18 or 19 back in the day. You hired me in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, so it's so good to see you this afternoon. I want a big shout out. Gerardo is on today's Facebook Live. He was my client going all the way back to 2007. Dana, good to see you this afternoon. You saw me speak in Philadelphia a few years ago, so I miss all of you. I will be speaking at least twice a year. In December, I'm going to release the dates for the December event for the Millionaire Blueprint. I just spoke to Brittany Cara. She's going to be one of the speakers. She let me know that she's going to be available for that event. Donna Slota, good to see you in Florida this afternoon. Good to see all of you this afternoon. I am going to go sit down at my desk and write out some checks. And I'm going to smile and write the checks out and pay the bills from the attorneys, the accountants, and the insurance brokers. You have a great day.